I've had a couple individuals come up to me here in the past 2 weeks asking how to fully set up Cockatrice in order to play Japanese Duel Masters, so I'm going to go over that here today real fast. I will have both of these linked here in the comments, and shout out to Dabu for actually making this work. He is able to scrape through the wiki and easily upload these new sets as they release. Expect a little bit of a delay from time to time, but here we go. So you're just simply going to click whichever one fits for your operating system, whether it be Windows, Mac. It's going to ask you if you want to run it. I'm going to just slide that over real fast. Go ahead and click Run. And it's going to have a few things for you to agree. You're going to go ahead and do that normal installation. And you could pick where you want it. I'm going to put it on my D drive since my C is pretty full. Oops. There we go. It's a pretty fast download. While that's downloading, I'm going to go ahead and start re-getting these. There's just 2 files we're going to need. Third one's optional. I will go ahead and add all 3 today. This one's the TCG. This just refers to the cards with English for sets 1 through 12. So you just simply go to each of these and install whichever ones you want. For English, personally, I prefer Octagon. This is mainly just a platform for Japanese players for trying out the Japanese format. This Plays one includes the Duel Masters Plays artwork for cards, so you get alternate arts. Some cards have unique effects. Or if for whatever reason you wanted to play just Duel Masters Plays on here, that is an option now as of 2 days ago. So we have all those 3 downloaded. Let's see. Check on the Cockatrice install. Perfect. I'm gonna drag it over as soon as it loads up. Perfect. I'm gonna try to drag that over. I've got 2 monitors and the wrong one's defaulted, but here it's going to try to import cards. You can go ahead and cancel through this. You do not need to import those cards. And if it asks, you can go ahead and click on No. This just makes it so it doesn't import the MTG cards by default, since we have no needs in Magic the Gathering cards. So now to get the Duel Master sets, you're going to go over here at Card Database and click on Add Custom Sets / Cards. And then you're going to try to locate where you installed those files and just do them one at a time. And then I found on my first install, you do have to reset it after you load all these for it to view. At least it did on one of my attempts. So let's see what happens today. Additionally, you can go here and manage sets. Enable all sets. Make sure these are all on. If you don't want the DMP arts, stuff like that, just don't install the Duel Master Plays sets, or you can manually select which ones you do not want. But it doesn't refresh here on your first install for whatever reason. You can just go ahead and close out once you have those added and try to reopen the software. Once you reopen, it will ask you if you want to install the card database. You can just keep on clicking No. I'm going to go ahead and show tips on startup, cut that off. So now we have these cards. In order to see the description, you can click up here where it says both. Now you will have some English text right below it as some examples. While I'm in here, there is one setting. Let me just try to find that real fast. There we go. It's under Appearance. I suggest unclicking Display Card Names on cards having a picture, just due to some of these cards have kind of long names. Like this example right here, the I am the one chosen by the power of the crystal. If you have that enabled, you'll just see the name of the card over the card image. Now that we've got it installed, here's how you go ahead and register for the server. It's a pretty simple process. You're going to go ahead and click over here. You're going to click Register as a Server. You should automatically generate some of this for you, like the port and the host. You're just going to go ahead and pick out a name, a password, an email, and then put in a name. It's going to then have you verify your email. After you verify your email, you're going to be able to return here and click on connect. It's going to go ahead and connect to the server. It's going to default into that magic one. You'll see it here at the top. You can go ahead and leave it. Here where it says server, there's other rooms. You can go ahead and go to the room that says other games. I unfortunately did not think far enough in advance to get another player, but I will go ahead and make a quick single player game just to show the interface. It's going to look a little different because it's going to stretch it a lot for it to be a one player. But that will get you the gist. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a random deck. Let's see, let me just grab this one. These will eventually load. It's just, I just booted it up. There's no sideboard in Duel Master, so you can disregard this portion for the most part. You can go ahead and click ready to start. So the keybind for doing your shields is Control-Shift-E. It's also just force a habit. I go ahead and shuffle in any simulator. You can also manually click the deck to do a lot of different features, but I use a lot of keybinds personally. You do have the ability with themes to change these to Duel Master's card backs. I will eventually go ahead and input a theme into the description of this video so that we can use Duel Master card backs. I just haven't went ahead and made one myself on my end. Same applies for making playmats for these sections. You do have that as an option. You can simply go in the game files and it will have some things you could go ahead and copy and just put your own image in that same file. Double click to draw. I'm going to go ahead and draw 5. And I'm going to do a few quick test turns. This hand doesn't look that good, but it should get you the gist. You could rearrange these if you need more room for reading. Some cards have pretty big text boxes. I'll go ahead and end my turn. We also have these for phases. We don't really use them. We normally just use to pass. So I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to untap. You also have a keybind for untap all, or if I had multiple cards here, you can go ahead and do that to select the multiple. Go ahead and get these back to hand. Perfect. Let's see. This is a Fairy Relife. Same thing as Fairy Life, except for as Guard Strike, which is a keyword. It's like, I don't know what card to use as an example. It doesn't tap, but you could target a card and that card can attack that turn. So it does a similar purpose to tapping. But let's say this was in my shield with Guard Strikes. You just reveal the card and then you do get to keep the card if it was in my shield. I'm going to start my next turn. Untap these. Draw. This is not a good hand, but that is fine. This is probably as far as I'm going to go just to show the interface. To view the top cards, it's going to be right here, and then you select how many. So in this card's case is 3. That card lets me look at the top 3 cards of my deck. Put 1 to hand, 1 to mana, 1 to graveyard, and then I can pop a card that costs, I think it's equal to or less than the one I send, but it might just be less. Yeah, same or less. Let's just imagine my opponent has something in grave. I'm going to get a Fairy Life to hand, Fairy Life to mana, and then this fun card to graveyard. And that would be my turn. That would have popped one. Alright, and before I go, I will go ahead and plug the Duel Masters America Discord server. We just created this about 2 months back in preparation for our mega meet that's planned for Gen Con 2025. In the meantime, it is open to any country if you'd like to join. We are going to be holding monthly events, sometimes more than 1 per month. Primarily English events will be done through webcam, but retro Japanese or modern Japanese events will be through Octagon and Cockatrice respectively. We do plan on having a Cockatrice event next month that will be primarily for people that have never played the Japanese Duel Masters or have very little modern Japanese Duel Masters experience. You're going to be able to pick one of the four most recent starter decks, get 2 copies of the decks in the event you want to modify your deck list, hop on Cockatrice, and just hop into some games. It's going to be with other learners. We'll have a few individuals there that are more familiar with the Japanese side to settle ruling disputes. And it's just casually, almost more like a locals, hop in and learn to play. From there, if interest develops, we can do more serious Japanese events. Additionally, the future English events will continue our current pattern of alternate formats. So let's say we might try something like a Pauper event, maybe commons only or commons and uncommons, build a deck from that. And then stuff like DM 1 through 3 formats. We're not going to have your typical DM 1 through 12. We do have one going on right now. I won't hop into their game because I'm dueling both of them later. But this recent one, we have a alternate ban list. Let me see. Yeah, we've experimented with this. I already foresee many changes I want to make after this event. But we're just kind of playing around, testing alternate formats. Feel free to join the server. I will go ahead and link it in the description. And I plan on making more videos related to the Japanese side of Duel Masters. Have a good one.